This tea is a product of Germany. It's green tea with spearmint, and I chose spearmint because mint is supposed to attract wealth and abundance, and that's what I hope to attract this year. That was so weird. At the same time as I said green tea, someone texted me a picture of green tea. So that's a synchronicity right there. The caffeine content is 11 to 20 milligrams, although that's for 1 teaspoon, and I like to do 3 teaspoons. And you pour it over 8 ounces water, but I do 6 ounces of water because my fancy tea thing does like 6 ounces. And yeah, I'm not that precise. It says steep for 2 to 3 minutes, and I steeped for 3 minutes. And it's really good. I'm glad I chose it. And well, my husband chose it for me because he knows I love tea, and he also is supporting my loose leaf tea addiction. So he bought me 3 different kinds for Christmas, and I'm excited to share more of them with you. Welcome to tea time. I kind of look like I'm wearing makeup today because I guess I am. I'm wearing a little bit of makeup for you guys, for YouTube, because I have some acne a little bit from my stress or sugar or I don't know, but the new year always sparks that fire in me to get started on my goals and to remind myself to take care of myself, to eat better, to eat more things that make me feel good, to set intention behind everything I'm doing, to make sure I'm not just floating through life unconsciously. I'm really trying to be more present in every moment, which is hard because I find myself very cringe, but I'm learning to love myself, and this journey has started a few years ago. I mean, I think I've always loved myself. Some part of me always loved myself, but there were parts that overshadowed that part to make me feel like I can't love myself and I can't be fully who I am. So that's what this YouTube channel is for, to have me get to know myself better and to know who I want to be better, which I'm going to talk to you about today during tea time because I made my vision board. And I know it's cheesy, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a silly 13-year-old doing scrapbooking whenever I do a vision board. I've only done like 2 or 3. I did one for my pregnancy and then one for, I don't know, one just for fun a few years ago. I don't think it was for a new year. But this year, it's for 2025 because it's a reminder that it's a fresh start. And I'm the same person I was yesterday, but a little bit better. So that's what this is for, is to remind me how I can be a little bit better. So I have teacups on, well, a teacup on my vision board because of tea time. That's the YouTube channel I'm starting. I think it's my 3rd different one. I keep starting different channels and then changing it because I don't know what I want my channel to be about. But I love tea, and I drink an excessive amount of tea, and I think I could learn a lot about tea, so that's why I want to do it on tea, so I can learn more about tea and be able to talk about it more and be able to talk about the things that I'm passionate about, like yoga and chakra healing and Reiki healing and all these things I've loved and just never had time for, or said I didn't have time for, and really I just wasn't making time for. So this year I'm going to make more time for myself and taking care of myself by moving my body in yoga and dancing after showers, before showers. I feel like that's a really good time to connect with myself. I want to be able to express myself by talking about my interests and my passions and learn about them more, and be able to teach other people through a platform like YouTube about tea and chakras and Reiki and stones and all the natural ways we can take care of ourselves. I feel like a rock star. I have pimples and I am a little bit messy and I'm freezing in my car because it's snowing or supposed to snow soon. But I feel like I'm wholly in my being, and I have had a lot of really amazing meditative moments recently. When I go to sleep, or well, when my son goes to sleep every night, he goes to sleep around 7:30 or 8. I go sit on the bed or in the corner or in the closet to try to have a moment of me time, some meditation. And I'm always worried that Theo is going to wake up or my husband's going to walk in and I'm going to be meditating. I don't know. I just don't like to be vulnerable. And this YouTube channel is one way to get vulnerable with other people and learn to trust the universe more. Because that's what this year is about. It's about being my authentic self. It's about setting intention behind my yoga practice and doing movement every day, walking, running, yoga, until I get to a point where I feel like I'm in a good routine. And I know a lot of people who are also setting New Year's intentions, goals, and a lot of them are really awakened. Or maybe that's just who's surrounding me now, but it's in all my podcasts. It's in, like, my friends are talking about it, which is funny because I didn't really have friends before. I didn't try that hard to connect with people because the high school me was always afraid to put myself out there. And the last few months, I've made a lot of friends. The last year, I've made like 4 friends in addition to the ones I saw few and far between. So it feels good to finally let myself out of this really hard shell that I've kept closed off for so long. I have a kayak on my vision board because I want to go kayaking, or in general, I want to go on adventures and explore more of the East Coast. I want to prioritize that by setting aside time every month to go on a hike or to go into the community or to go check out nature or a park or a birthday party, just something to go out, even if it's not something big, just to make sure I'm having family outings. Because sometimes I get cabin fever and I get stuck in the house when I'm not working, and that's not going to happen this year. I'm going to make sure I prioritize that part of me that needs to see some sunshine, especially in the mornings. I'm going to go out earlier. I'm waking up at 4:44 in the morning to do a yoga session, and by 5:55, that's when I'm done and I need to start getting ready for school and getting my son ready. So that gives me over an hour to get yoga and a meditation session in every single morning. And I actually haven't really been struggling because I've already been waking up at 4 for so long that my body's just used to it. And this is a really good time to make a change. Then after school, when we get home every day, I'm going to do a yoga session before dinner if I have time, but sometimes I don't have time, so I will just get up and do an after dinner because I usually go to bed really early. I go to bed when my son goes to bed at 8, and I'll go and do a meditation to sleep. At least that's how I started. Lately, I've actually been getting up and doing a meditation around the room so I don't fall asleep. And then when I'm ready, I get up and I go to bed. But I've added in some yoga to that, so at least a 20-minute practice before my meditation session. So I'm not really changing what I've been doing all that much because I have been meditating quite a bit and I do yoga, just not consistently, since the start of the year and slightly before that. Now it's becoming almost second nature and I don't really have to think about it. I want to stretch, so I get up and I just start doing what feels good. I do some handstands if I'm feeling extra strong that day. And I'll do like a plank and then a downward dog and then a child's pose, just like a short practice to get my mind in the yoga mindset. And then I'll go and choose a YouTube video that someone else already made. And yeah, there's a lot of yoga YouTube videos out there. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm doing my certificate yet because I'm not sure what I'm already enrolled in. Last year I purchased like a yoga subscription that I thought was the certificate, but I have to check on that. And hopefully I'll know soon. But if not, I'll have to buy a certificate course. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't need to have the certificate to teach, because I did see that there was no specific standard, like government requirement for teaching yoga. So I could also just go around to different studios. But whatever my job is after I finish the yoga process, the certification process, or at least get more comfortable in my own practice and practice using the words that I would use in a class, which is kind of uncomfortable in a one-bedroom apartment, so I usually go and like hide in the closet. And I've been starting to add in that vocabulary during my practice so that I feel more confident teaching whatever classes I'm able to teach and get into to be able to be a yoga instructor. I've been thinking it would be fun to have my own local studio where there's some cats that you can do yoga with, because I know there's goat yoga out there, which I haven't actually done yet, but I hope to soon. Yeah, so that's my goal, is to get my 200-hour registered yoga teacher, RYT certification. And I'm going to be teaching and learning yoga by posting on some of these YouTube videos. But the goal is to make sure I'm listening to my body and getting the movement when I need it. I hope to notice contrast more this year, ups and downs, and be able to really pay attention in those moments when things feel really negative or really sad. I actually want to feel it and notice all the thoughts that come up that I still need to keep working on and talking to like it's a child version of myself that is unconscious of those behaviors and unaware, because I have a lot of shame that I'm releasing, and it doesn't all come up at once. It just unravels slowly over time. So I'll hear a thought every now and then that I need to reframe, or I'll notice an unhealthy habit like binge watching TV that I hope to improve and get a little bit better. And now I've reached a point where I don't feel like I'm doing those behaviors excessively or in an unhealthy way. When I watch TV, it's very intentional. I choose the things I watch, and usually they're podcasts like On Purpose by Jay Shetty, and Know Thyself with Andre, The School of Greatness with Lewis, Mel Robbins podcast, I think hers is just called. There's a lot out there, and I've been trying a bunch of new podcasts, and I feel like this is where the world is headed, is a very online virtual space where people feel safe to share who they really are and to be able to profit off of it and find themselves and help other people find themselves and to create a better world. I know I sound all hippy-dippy, and I have always been hippy-dippy, and I try to hide that part of myself because everyone made fun of me for it, and my family was always supportive in their own ways, but never thought I could make a profit off of, hippy-dippy stuff. And that's what I'm trying to do, is, through these videos and hopefully yoga classes, be able to meditate more. But I feel so much happier, and it's only been maybe a month. I started in early December really working on drinking more water and the basic things that humans should be doing. I still ate my holiday food, cookies, frosting, chocolate, so much chocolate. But now I'm kind of easing back on that, and it's not as hard to ease back when I've indulged so much. It's a lot easier to eat one piece of chocolate after a good healthy dinner and more vegetables than I used to eat, which was basically none. So I'm getting there. I'm working on it, and I've come a long way in just a month. And technically a year ago I started my spiritual journey, which led me here, and only now do I feel like I have cracked the surface of what enlightenment is, even though I've been talking about it and wishing I was an enlightened being since high school. So here I am, 27, Happy New Year 2025, finally chasing the dreams that called out to me in my heart, that I can only now hear after stepping away from all the things that I thought I was supposed to do, like go to school and become a teacher, because that's all I thought I could do. And I enjoy teaching, but it's just not in my heart anymore. I've always loved yoga. I've done yoga since I was like 12 years old. I started doing Bikram yoga, and then I did core power yoga, and I've gone to a few different local studios. So I've had a lot of experience going to different studios and doing different sequences and learning how other people practice yoga, but now it's time for me to figure out how I would like to practice yoga. And it's time for me to get comfortable with myself and standing up in front of people, being wholly, truly who I am. And I think yoga teacher is the best position to do that, because I can talk about energy without feeling weird, because it's a environment that invites that kind of conversation. I also have the number 3, or the time 3 o'clock, to represent numerology. I'm interested in learning a little bit more about that and noticing signs, especially synchronicities. And so it kind of represents this theme of manifestation, and that's how I'm going to achieve my future. I have a candle to represent all the witchy things that I hope to do this year, and learn some more spells, maybe grow my own herb garden. I have an astronaut to remind me to shoot for the stars, like the grant I applied for and have yet to finish the second part of the application because I thought it was too much work, but it's something that I'm pretty passionate about. So if I could get the grant to start my app, that's another future road I might be able to go down and I might enjoy. That dream is just so out there. I've never thought about creating my app really, and so I haven't quite warmed up to what that's gonna look like. I also have a girl who's painting because I want to get in touch with my inner creative spirit more. I wrote a book last year, and I'll maybe talk about it more on this YouTube channel, but I would like to do more crafty things like painting, maybe even crochet. I of course have a dog on my vision board to remind me to spend more time with my dog because she makes me happy, and I feel like I don't get to spend enough time with her, working all week and then coming home and taking care of Theo, and it's to remind me to take her out more because she also needs to play in the grass sometimes. Anyways, that's my vision board. I hope you all are starting to visualize your future, and let me know if anything in this video stood out to you. I'm always happy to hear your opinions and your interests and tips because I'm new at this and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. So thank you for watching today, and I hope you have a wonderful 2025. Cheers.